guys.
Hi guys.
I am so excited because this has been like 3 months in the waiting. Technically, I guess a year because we saw this at a Comic-Con a long time ago. I can't wait to show you guys because I'm so excited to have these. And what they are they're from the Good Smile Company and James John, or Gene, I don't know. We'll go over him later.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're the Ninja Turtles diorama set. This is so cool.
Awesome, guys.
So if you don't know who James John or James Gene, I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name. He's a fine artist, and you know what fine artist technically is you know, somebody who uses like traditional things, and you know, it's like what you'd see at a museum, you know, that kind of art.
Yeah.
But he kind of dwindled into pop culture and made this piece of art. Now this thing is amazing.
It is so cool. When we saw it, we're like, dear God, that's awesome.
So what happened was Good Smile Company, which is a Japanese company, got a hold of Nickelodeon and James John and was like, hey, you know what? Let's do a Ninja Turtle diorama statue set with this.
Why not?
And well, yeah, why not? This thing looks amazing. We saw this as a prototype, I guess, a year ago with no paint on them.
Yeah.
So we weren't sure what they were going to look like, and then they, you know, we got to see pictures and we're like, oh my God, they did it.
Yeah.
They did it.
When we saw it without the paint, we're just like, well, that's kind of cool. And we saw it with the paint, we're like, dear God, I have to have this.
So let's go over some of these things. First up, we have Leonardo. I guess the head of the Ninja Turtles to some. To me, it's always Donatello. He's kind of the understudy, but he really, you know, he's the silent, strong type.
Well, I mean, in this set, he's the big one in the back watching over everybody, so...
That's why I like this set so much. He is on the shortest stand here. Now, the stands on these things are highly detailed. They look like slabs of concrete. They have wires and poles and rods and rebar and pipes and everything just sticking out of them. It looks like they've really gone to war, and what they're standing on is the remnants of what used to be. The weapons have indents in them, like Leo took a sword and hit a foot soldier.
There's battle damage.
Shredder might have got to him, yeah. You know, these things are really, really nice.
And every single one of them, their bandanas are all whipping in the wind. And they're all going in the direction that you would think the wind would be blowing once you get them posed. That looks wonderful.
Gives them a heroic look.
Yes.
When they're all on their stands and they're just standing there and the wind's blowing, they really do look heroic, which is what makes this diorama so appealing and attractive to me. So Leo he's got the same face as all of the other turtles do. He's got the blue wrapping around him. He's got the scars and the muscle and the knee pads. He has his katanas out, ready to attack. His katana holders are on his shell. I mean, this thing looks really, really nice.
Now, I love how his bandana wraps around the back of his shell, and it looks like it attaches to his katana holders, so I think that that's kind of a nice detail.
Yeah, this thing looks wicked. It's got a lot of movement to it. Leo's ready to fight.
Yeah.
Now, to put these things on the base, they come in separate pieces. They all have like little tabs that just pop right into the base, and then that's really all there is to it.
Up next, we have my man, Mikey! And he is really cool, guys. He has his nunchucks with him. He has a spare on the back. His base has all of these crazy wires and pipes and everything coming off of him. He's got like a red easy button over here. You know, the Staples easy button.
The Staples easy button.
I love how his toes are like wrapping around the ledge
the curl
of it.
under it, yeah.
Yeah, he's just super wicked and amazing.
Now, one thing of note, on his nunchucks, the chain is actually metal. So that right there tells me they were serious about making this thing detailed.
Now, even his nunchucks that are on his back, they're attached to him so you cannot take them off, but they are attached together by the same metal chain, and it is movable too. So that's a pretty cool detail.
Now, this character design on Mikey is a little bit like the movie where they're kind of playing him as, of course, he's the Joker of the group.
Yeah.
But, you know, they've got like pearl beads on his wrists and
I kind of like that detail.
I've never been a fan of that. I don't care for that, where he's kind of like, hey dude, and I get it, but you know, I'm not a big fan of that.
Tubular.
But it's not overdone on this, so you know, I can dig it.
I like it. He relates to my personality, so I like these weird little antics. Next up, we have the beautiful Raphael.
The beast!
Now, his tower is a little bit taller. They're getting bigger. Up. Yep. Now, it has more pipes and more wires, and it has battle damage in the bottom corner with all this crazy rebarb coming off of it.
This one has the most damage out of all.
Yeah, and I mean, out of all of the turtles, you would expect him to have the most damage because he's the most like roid-raged guy. Like, come at me!
He's the one that runs through walls.
Yeah.
One thing I really like about this Raphael, besides that he has so many scars and cuts all over his body, you can tell he's really been through it.
Yeah.
But what I really, really enjoy is that his shell has like bullet holes or something on it.
Oh, I know. I think that that's such a cool thing because, you know, people are probably going to be firing whatever they can at him because he's unstoppable.
Yeah, it's just cool. It's just something that all the other turtles don't have.
Yeah.
And this one does, because you can just tell that he is the you know, he's the workhorse. He's the one that takes all the damage, you know, and they really nail it with this one.
And he has like a really mean grimace on too. He's just like, come at me, bro. Come on.
Yeah. I do like the way that he's holding his size because he's really like, hey, you know.
Yeah, he's
a lot like the movie. A lot like the movie, the original movies.
And I like how he isn't as big as the most recent movies where he just looks like he's on whatever baseball players are on, all those crazy steroids.
They do not they look like brothers in this set, where in the movie they don't look like brothers, they look like
distant cousins.
Yeah. And finally, my favorite Ninja Turtle, Donatello. Now, I was so excited about this because when I saw this set, I saw that Donatello was the guy on the biggest pillar. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because they, you know, apparently James John put Donatello over the rest of them. Because, I mean, look, come on, guys. Look how tall this is compared to, say, Mikey.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, he's like, hey, this is me. I'm the leader of this.
Yeah, I mean, anybody,
especially
you have to keep Mikey in check, so.
So, yeah, he has a huge pillar. I'd say that pillar's probably 6 to 7 inches tall.
At least.
He's way over the top. I love the way he holds his bow. You know, this really tells me that he is like, come on at me. Come at me, bro. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he's like, if you get through my 3 brothers, then I'll take you down.
Yeah. And, you know, I really like that because, you know, you always see Donatello in kind of the nerdy form where, you know, he's back in the van, you know, typing up coding and stuff when, really, not really. Because Donatello, man, I'll tell you what, in the game, the original Nintendo game, man, Donatello had the best weapon with the bow. You cannot stop the bow, man.
No.
It had such a long reach. So, I mean, Donatello, he can fight, man. He's probably one of the better fighters. So, I always appreciated Donatello in general. And I'm glad that they decided to make him kind of the leader, you know, in a way. Now, as far as his sculpt, he's just got this tall stance. It's a heroic stance. He has this watch that's really cool. He's got wrapping. All the turtles have like wrapping around them.
You gotta protect those joints, so I think that's pretty cool that they added that in there.
Yeah, and his bow is just really long. And once again, his bandana swings way out. This might be the longest one out of all of them. And which helps because it contrasts the long bow that he has. You know, it's really nice. I mean, there's really no way around this. This is a fantastic sculpt for a Donatello.
One of my favorite things about him is this belt that wraps around him. It's got patches and pouches and all kinds of places for him to just hide stuff.
Does it rival Batman's utility belt?
This one looks like it's pretty close to Batman's utility belt. I don't know, it has a lot of pockets, so it could be.
I mean, he even has like tools in this pouch for him to work on computers and stuff. It's the attention to detail that, you know, you're only going to get from a fine artist, and that's what I really, really like about this set. Now, as you can tell, all 4 of them together, that it really makes this scene. So, individually, they look great.
Yeah, individually, they're really cool, and if you only like one turtle, I understand, but this set together is stunning.
It really is. When you put it together, it's fantastic. Now, that brings up a point. One really cool point that I have to tell you. If you guys get all 4 of these, every box you get of these guys, you get a code inside the box. If you type that code in on their website, when it determines that you bought all 4, they send you an art piece of the Ninja Turtle from James John, which is so cool.
It's
I mean,
so cool.
It's going to look great as a diorama. So when you get all 4 of them stacked up, you can put that big piece of art in the back.
It's going to be a beautiful display when you get it all set up. I cannot wait to get it.
Yeah, we got to get lights and everything for this. Maybe low lights because
it's going to have like its own shelf and stuff. Yeah,
totally one of those things. So let's cover price, where to buy this, you know, that kind of thing. First off, each one of them costs $129, and we've looked online, that's a pretty common price for any of them. Right now, though, EE has them, and we'll leave a link in the description. Buy one, get one 40% off, so it's probably going to be the best deal you're ever going to find on these.
Yeah, you're not going to find them much cheaper than that.
You save like $52 when you buy 2 of them. So, and there's no, you can buy all 4 and save $104 or whatever. So, you know, that's a pretty good deal. Buy 3, get 1 free, basically if you're going to go for all of them. So, pretty good deal. Of course, we'll leave the link in the description if you want them. These things are good quality. They're like a plastic vinyl material, a little heavier grade than plastic, but not as sensitive as vinyl.
Yeah, they're not as sensitive as ceramic. So if you like accidentally drop them, God forbid, they're not going to like shatter into a million pieces. They probably won't even get scuffed. So that's a great thing.
With these, they're so sensitive, and they have those the small points coming out, whether it be the weapons or the bandanas. They have to be careful. They could not do that in porcelain or anything like that. So I completely understand why it would be plastic, but it's not it's not a cheap plastic. It's hard to say. It's like a plastic, but it has like a vinyl material on the outside to where it really you can feel all the detail in it, which I'm a big fan of that. Not to mention it's a good way to keep the price down because you have to buy all 4. It gets pricey. If they did make them porcelain or anything else, they could be really expensive statues.
It could be an ungodly set.
So guys, what's your favorite Ninja Turtle statue? If you could only buy one, which one would you get? Alright guys, once again we'll leave all the links in the description and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks guys.
Bye.
Bye.